Hello, this is Rod. I'm going to go over a few PLNNs that I found kind of interesting. And my first one is called Digo. And first of all, excuse me for my voice. I've had low bronchitis for a few days, and I'll try to make the best I can. I found out Digo is a pretty nice thing. You can do highlighting, you can bookmark, and you can do things are sticky notes, and it's good for research and collaboration with other people, and you can connect with other people. And as you can see, I've kind of started a little library of my own here, and then you'll see, and I'll kind of go through some steps with you to show you some new ideas that I thought was kind of interesting with this. It kind of allows you to kind of filter the information from other people on ends, and such as Twitter and things like that. It just kind of helps you separate what's good and bad, and it helps with your professional colleagues and administrations and things like that. So if you go over here, you can see it says My Library, and you can see I've kind of looked over some things, and I've kind of looked at different websites, and it'll come up. It'll show you here in a little bit, and here's some different P&Ls or just not mobiles, but a little bit of everything that you can use. And I thought that's kind of interesting. If just a click of a button that you're back already, to find some help. And here's something else too. I went to this little website, and it will get right there, and it's a dictionary for 20 self-learning. And you'll notice I kind of went up here. If you go like this, and if you go over here, if you see where it says Digolet, it's a little thing you can add to your little browser here. And if you click on that, and it'll give you things where you can highlight, bookmark, sticky note, share to Twitter or different accounts. The one that I thought was kind of neat, you can highlight. So if there's something you found that was pretty interesting in this in these articles, you can do it your different colors. You come over here and it gives you a little pencil, and you can sit here and it'll highlight it like this, and it'll stop like that, and it highlights it. So once that's done, when you go back to your main source or your main page, you can find that, and you go back here, and it automatically. Let's go back. Patient with me. I'm very new at this kind of thing, so I'm learning. But you can tell where I highlighted where it says about the 21st century. It'll give you what I thought was an important note, and it'll kind of show you here where I highlighted it. And it just kind of, instead of helps you kind of sort through, it almost makes like annotations as you go. And I thought that's a very interesting, a very useful tool in this. You can edit it, and you can trash it if you want to get rid of it, and you can send to to someone that you feel that a co-operator or a fellow administrator that you could help with, and you can email them this link. So I thought that's pretty awesome. Okay, it's going to take a while for us to load here. Okay, I'm going to stop. But anyway, you can see how many different ones I've kind of logged on to. Look at this. I've got Williams Woods University on here. It goes all the way to your website automatically. I just think it's a cool thing how fast you can get the things and not having to go through 1,000 things. And if you want to find my groups, I thought this was kind of a neat project too. You can go to my groups. I typed in school administrators, so you can go to school administrators, and I talked about bullying as in schools. So then you can go up there and put school counselors, because they take care of a lot of the schools. Okay, it gives you group settings. You can find new people. Of course, I have no views right now because no one feels that I exist at this time. But you can bookmark. You put your topic in. You can put the title of what you're looking into. A comment. You can post it, and hopefully you'll get some comments from other people. So I thought that was a pretty good deal on my groups also. So let's go back to discover my community. If we can go there. See if I can get it to come down. Again, you got to understand I'm a very new person at this. Outliners, I wasn't really sure what that, because you got to go to the premium, I believe, to get an update, and I just wasn't going to spend that money. I'm sorry to find that out. So again, you can go back to your network here, and it says search for people that are people in your interest. You invite friends. Again, it just expands your groups, and you can get so many other people to help you out with this. If you go to here, if I can remember how to do this also, you get remember I've been kind of new at this, and you can type in like a new P&L work, And I'm just going to try to put one in here, see if I can get this to work. I'm going to see if I can get a search. No item, but this here is called a meta search. You can kind of go like this, a meta search, and it's still no item. And then you go over here to add. You can bookmark that, and then you will try again to see if it'll search it out. Again, you got to understand I'm a very slow typer. There we go. And you can it gives you things in here, and it says private, read later, title it. You add it to your, and you can add it. And we'll see if we can research. And you go there. And there you go. There it is. It automatically pops up. And I can get rid of this nice ad. But anyway, as you can see, it comes up. You tap it in there, it'll come up to you. And it's a kind of a neat thing. And then you got there. And again, if you want to go back over to this little Diglett, again, you can highlight anything that you might find in there, and then you can put it to different places. Again, this is a neat little thing. I really enjoyed this one, just to find out new things and stuff. And of course, you get your tags over here that you can tag different people. You can see I've been around for the next few days or last few days on this and trying to learn it myself. But if you have a chance, get on this one and check it out. And I think you really enjoy that. I think you can make a lot of good connections and get a lot of good information out of this. Let's see what else I can find. I'm over here and I did Evernote is the other one I looked at. Sorry, I gotta sit here and get it typed in. Evernote is a kind of a P&L too. It's a very organizing thing. It kind of just gives you things how to organize your folders and notebooks. And as you can see, I can put baseball schedule over here, basketball. In case if I was a AD or something like that, I have ways of getting right back to it real quick. If you want to put a note in there, and it tells you when yesterday, moments ago. I think if you even get back to when I very first started this, actually back to my first post, it tells you about Evernote, and it kind of goes back to that. But it's kind of helping organizing your different notebooks. Once you get to notebooks, as you can tell, it kind of breaks it down, and then you get your tags. It kind of gives you subtitles to things like that, so it just breaks it down even further. You can go up to the search tag, and if you put like in Misha, if I want to look up for umpires. Like this, and you can type it over here, and I thought like this. So this little reminder thing like this, it kind of says on 3/17/15 that I think I had a reminder for that day to I can have umpires for that day's in a scheduled baseball game. So you can see I got Michigan website right there. It might be actually Michigan, so I got to be careful. You can share these with other people, again, on Facebook, Twitter, email accounts, and then the tools. I'm sorry I didn't go wide enough here on my tools. That's why it's not going there. But you can go to the Nap Center. You can go to your account. You go helps, contact support, then of course you log out. But again, the one thing I did notice about this one too is one of the downfalls I feel is this: it's almost kind of like repetitive, and so I don't know if it's really something that you can really use if you're a really high organized person that wants to work on a lot of things, maybe like that. Has weak security systems because you got to be careful that you can log in by just using your password and your username, so it's easy to get people, and it's not encrypted, so people can find your information quickly. So that is one of the downfalls or negative things about this. It's more about privacy concern. Your data, cloud data, is actually stored in a remote computer, and anyway, and again, anyone can find it. with just kind of if they knew your login information. So that's not a real good thing either. So this one here, I mean, it's a lot repetitive, but I think if you want to be a highly organized person, and like most of us want to be, you can find things, and again, it goes back, and it was a good little website. I didn't mind it too bad, but again, I think Digo is one I like the best. But kind of going back to that, I didn't cover one thing about the negatives about Digo is that the students might struggle with it early because it's kind of an advanced research tool. But I think if you had to, if the kids would really want to use this, let's go back to this. I'm sorry. If you would look into this, and as far as a senior in high school, if they want to do a research project and they're trying to find information, I think it'd be a great tool. That'd be a great positive. So the older students, I think, would really like it. The one thing that Digo that I looked up through some interviews of reviews of it is that it lacks a strong phone app with Android, so it doesn't really fit well, or it's not very compatible with a lot of apps. So you gotta be careful. That's one of maybe the negative things is, but overall positive, I think it's a very good for a lot of information at your fingertips, and you can share it with other colleagues. So I just want to go back though on Diego here and say, you know, what I felt maybe being a negative. Again, I'll go back to Evernote. Go back to it. It just kind of shows. Again, a lot of schedules and stuff, but you got to be careful about your security and things like that. And it's not, you know, people can get to it pretty quick. So the last one I have is my mobile app, and it's, you know, very well known. Edmondo, our band teacher uses this a lot, and it is pretty good about getting information to your students in a quick way, which I guess is okay because you can get assignments and things that you want to get out in a hurry in case you have forgot something like that. So it's okay, but you still got to go back to a computer and find even new information still. So it's just not a real just mobile on its own. So you still got a computer. But you know, as far as making connections with other people, things like that, it's pretty good. And it's similar to Facebook, as you can tell, and it has pictures of people. Of course, that's my basketball coach at high school, and there's the band teacher. So, you know, you build networks, and the Folders tabs, it's an easy way to find a very clean and very easy way to organize. Here's the best thing, too. It's free. Just like all these Digo and Evernote, they are free, but Evernote, you'd have to go on, get the premium package to move on. But you can see here on through Edmondo, you know, you invite your students in assignments and quizzes, and you can tell, hi, my name's Mr. Elms, and so I kind of did a little few things with this, working around, and it kind of gives you a picture of how well you're doing. And let's go back to see if there's anything on me. The only thing negative I can think about Edmondo is that, again, you got to still hook up to the computer, so it's not a real mobile app. So when I first looked into this, I should have looked in a little further about that. Again, there's one negative too with this too, is you got to be careful because there's a lot of people, like it's on Facebook. So you're going to get a lot of information out there, and there's too many posts, and you kind of lose your perspective of what you're really looking at sometimes. Like if you have an assignment, but people are going off topic, I could see it be very distracting for you. And it's not very good as the business, I think, as administrators. I don't know if I'd use it as an administrator, though, because I just feel that there's too many Facebook comparisons to Facebook. So I don't know if that's good for an administrator or not. Go back to my library here, and you can fill items that you can go back if you need to, things that will help you with other people, like Mr. I'm trying to figure out what I wanted to go back. I hate you on this because, you know, again, this weekend I've been working on this as much as I can, but trying to fight through my colds and my flus and my bronchitis. So please, again, bear with me. I've only got a few minutes here left, and I hope I've covered everything about my tools that I found. Okay, like I said, Diego would be my first pick. Evernote's a good one, and again, it's a good tool. I'm not. If I was an administrator and stuff like that, I think I would really look into these. A lot of these guys, and girls you're just going to have to play around with. I like them all too because you can share them with other people.